Hey y'all, my name is Susan Sparks and I'm the senior pastor here at Madison Avenue Baptist Church in New York City. We are a diverse community brought together by faith. We hope that you enjoy our service today.
Good morning, Madison Avenue Baptist Church. This is Jenny Lindsay, your resident soprano. The introit this morning is Oh for a World. I hope you enjoy the service. Oh, for a world where everyone respects each other's ways, where love is lived and all is done with justice and with praise. Oh, for a world where goods are shared and misery relieved, where truth is spoken, children spared, equality achieved. Oh, for a world preparing for God's glorious reign of peace, where time and tears will be no more, and no but love will cease.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Susan Sparks. I'm one of the pastors at Madison Avenue Baptist Church. And since we began our Wisconsin sermon series with a sunrise prayer, I thought it appropriate that since we're leaving Wisconsin, we end it with a sunrise prayer. It's also appropriate since our Jewish brothers and sisters are celebrating Yom Kippur this weekend, the Jewish New Year. So as we watch the sun peek over those trees in the east, let us remember that with each sunrise comes a new day and a second chance. So let us enjoy this beautiful scene for a few minutes, and then we will end with a prayer, words taken from a prayer by Rabbi Joseph Metzler. On Rosh Hashanah, it is written, on Yom Kippur, it is sealed, that this year people will live and die, some more gently than others, and nothing lives forever. But amidst overwhelming forces of nature and humankind, we still write our own book of life, and our actions are the words in it, and the stages of our lives are the chapters, and nothing goes unrecorded ever. Every deed counts. Everything you do matters. And we never know what act or word will leave an impression or tip the scale. So if not now, then when? For the things we can change, there is realignment. For the things we cannot change, there is prayer. For the help we can give, there is justice. So together, let us write a beautiful book of life for the Holy One to read. And let us raise this prayer and all of our prayers through the words taught to us by your Son. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
The title of my sermon this morning is The Upside Down Welcome of God. I wanted to start off by first providing a brief trigger warning, especially for our Black and Brown brothers and sisters. It's been a hard week, and I do mention Breonna Taylor, not in detail, but briefly the situation within the sermon, and so I just wanted you to know that ahead of time and know that we are here to support you however you need. We are praying for you. Please reach out and let us know how other ways we can best support you right now. So wanted to open with that. The upside down welcome of God. Imagine you wake up unaware, scared, not sure where you are, what happened. Perhaps recent memories and past memories are jumbled, and you see welcome. Everything is fine. For those of you who have watched the hit television show The Good Place, you are familiar with this opening scene of the series. In the show, the main character, Eleanor, wakes up sitting on a couch, and across from her on the wall, in painted in big letters, says, "Welcome, everything is fine." A comforting phrase, a reassuring phrase. You are here. Everything is fine. This morning, we are going to talk about the upside down welcome. In our text that Frida read for us this morning, thank you, Frida, we are told of an intellectual showdown between Jesus and the religious leaders, along with the first of 3 parables that admonish these religious leaders. We will divide the passage into 2 parts. First, the intellectual showdown, and second, the parable. First, Jesus arrives at the temple doing his thing, namely teaching, and the religious leaders question him. By what authority do you have to do these things? And who gave you this authority? Calling him out, who are you? Who gave you the right to be here? To say these things and do these things, dripping with undertones of you don't belong here. You are wrong. This is not your space. So Jesus, in his infinite style and supreme rebuttal, responds with a question to put them in their place. I will also ask you one question, he says. If you tell me the answer, I will also tell you by what authority I do these things. He's like, here, okay, sirs, 2 can play that game. And then he goes on, did the baptism of John come from heaven, or was it of human origin? Shifting the playing field, he puts them on the spot, asking them which side they are on, which authority they claim. Moving along, and I love when the text explains things for us. Verse 25. If we say, this is the religious leaders, if we say from heaven, he will say to us, why then do you not believe him? But if we say of human origin, we are afraid of the crowd, for all regard John as a prophet. So they argue amongst themselves, do we side with heaven, or do we side with our own authority, control, maintaining of the systems of the status quo? What a question for us today. Their conundrum, the people of privilege, the people of and with and for power, their conundrum was between acknowledging the work of God or losing their positions of privilege by going against the crowd. Either way, either choice, they lose. They lose their place. They acknowledge their wrongs, what to do, which way to side, which way to lose. So they choose the middle ground. They choose to keep the peace. But see, their peace wasn't peace at all. Their peace was selfish. Their peace was not peace. It was merely disguised power, privilege, control, authority held. So they choose the middle ground and respond to Jesus saying, "We do not know." Friends, hear me. I will be the first one to jump in and encourage you to embrace not knowing. I am the first one to tell you that faith is more akin to not knowing than to knowing. I mean, you all know. My favorite quote is by Anne Lamott. The opposite of faith is not doubt, but certainty. Certainty is missing the point entirely. Faith includes noticing the mess, the emptiness and discomfort, and letting it be there until some light returns. Which I will continue to repeat that quote over and over again and remind you of this. But because I believe it is so important for trying to figure out how to live this life of faith. But friends, here in this text, in this conundrum between acknowledging the work of God and personal privilege, we do not know is not a statement of humility, but one of apathy. Of violent apathy. In this conundrum, the middle ground is not a safe one. The middle ground is a violent one. The middle ground is deadly. When given the choice between acknowledging the work of God, the affirmation of God, the image of God in humanity, in human beings, in the human being that does not look like you, the human being, the blessed and sacred image of God, when given the choice between siding with God or siding with self, there is no middle ground. The middle ground is selfish, not selfless. We do not know. Wrong. We do know. We do know right from wrong. We do know that as liberationists, activists, theologians have been saying for some time now, God is on the side of the oppressed. We do know that killing Black folks is wrong, period. We do know that murder is murder. We do know. The middle ground is not selfless. The middle ground is selfish, violent, latching on with the status quo that quenches breath, life, heartbeat. We do know. Often when reading passages like these, where we know what happens next, we know the fate that comes to Jesus down the road in the narrative. When reading passages like this, we put ourselves on the side of Jesus, like the people behind him and his shoulders saying, "Hey, you tell him, you tell them, come on, Jesus, you tell them." We put ourselves on the side of the one who puts the conundrum in their face, putting them in their place. But friends, my white friends, my privileged friends, my friends in high places, my friends who make decisions that affect people's lives, when we align ourselves with characters in the story, we are not Jesus. we're not Jesus. We are the ruling elders. And our conundrum, our choice, is no choice at all. It is putting us in our place, our privilege in our face. We do know the only correct answer is siding with God, acknowledging the authority of God. Second, here we're going to get to what this upside down welcome of God is. The second half of our text this morning, we have the first of 3 parables that Jesus gives in Matthew, which call out the religious elders, rulers, leaders. Here it is. So this guy has 2 sons and asks them to go do some work for him. Son A says, nah, I'm good. But then later decides to go and work and do what his father asked him. And son B, on the other hand, says, okay, sure, yeah, Dad, of course, I'll go get to work. But then he doesn't. So Jesus asks the religious leaders, which of these did the will of the Father? Who was right? Son A, who said one thing, said no, but then eventually came around. Or son B, who said one thing, said yes, but then never followed through. Just to be clear, neither son was without blemish. And the religious leaders respond, the first. Yeah, the first. Because even though he got it wrong at the beginning, he eventually came around. Even though you got it wrong at the beginning, you can eventually come around. Even though you got it wrong in the beginning, come around. Jesus responds and says, truly I tell you, the tax collectors and the prostitutes are going into the kingdom of God ahead of you. For John came to you in the way of righteousness, and you did not believe him. But the tax collectors and the prostitutes believed him. And even after you saw it, you did not change your minds and believe him. Friends, I'm going to put it very clearly to you this morning. We saw it this week. This week we saw the choice between acknowledging failure, acknowledging the brutal, deadly, excessive violence and murder of Breonna Taylor, acknowledging that which siding the oppressed with God, that option, or with maintaining the status quo, keeping the peace among the peoples. This week, some may answer like the religious rulers did in the first half of our text this morning by choosing the middle ground. But the middle ground is not selfless. The middle ground is selfish. The middle ground is still violent. But friends, here is the beauty of our passage. Even the son who got it wrong at the beginning changed his ways, chose what was good, right, just. The religious leaders acknowledged that the first son, son A, got it right. To be clear, this is not an opportunity for those of us with privilege, white privilege, socio-economic, class, and so many other categories of privilege. This is not an opportunity for us this morning to feel okay about eventually coming around. This is a call to side with God, to choose the side of the oppressed, poor, marginalized, those without class or clout, those who the systems purposely keep at bay in so many ways. This is a call to change, a call to action, a call to finally do the right thing. not the middle ground. A call to justice. The upside down welcome is that those who society deems the lowest, the least important, the migrants, the refugees, our Black and brown brothers, sisters, trans, non-binary, queer, friends, and family, those who need financial help to make it, those who can't get or hold a job, those who struggle, those who are struggling now, those people, the one we may have called those people, separating us from them, those people are God's people. The upside down welcome of God is that God disregards our make-believe hierarchies. He flips them upside down. The first shall become last, and the last shall become first. God says to the last, welcome. Everything is fine. Everything is fine because the kingdom of heaven is here and now. We are not waiting for there and then and way out sometime. The calendar has already been marked. The date has passed. The kingdom of heaven is here. Jesus was here. Heaven met earth. He was heaven and earth, fully divine, fully human. How that works, who knows? But what that means, oh friends, what that means for us today. Heaven has met earth. God is here and now. The last shall be first. This is a comfort and a call. The time is now. The choice is now. Maybe you said no at first, but you can say yes now and side with the oppressed. Live, breathe, work towards justice, towards making the last first, extending that upside down welcome that has been extended to you, whatever your place is in that line. The upside down welcome is a comfort and a call. It does not mean that everything is fine, okay? Does not need to be changed. Everything is fine is a comfort and reassurance that God is here. And because of that, everything is fine. Everything is fine is a call to action, to not stop until that statement rings true for all. The upside down welcome of God is a comfort and a call. So when you hear this upside down welcome, hear heaven meeting earth, last becoming first. Hear God saying to you, dear one, go and do my work today. What will be your response? So friends, I ask you, and I say to you in closing, welcome. Everything is fine.
Jesus gonna be here. He's gonna be here soon. He's gonna cover us up with leaves, with a blanket from the moon, with a promise and a vow, and a lullaby for my brow. Jesus gonna be here. He's gonna be here soon. Well, I don't have to do nothing but wait here. I don't have to shout. I don't have no reason, and I don't have a doubt. No. I'm gonna get myself unfurled from this mortal, coiled up world. Jesus gonna be here. He's gonna be here soon. Gotta keep my eyes wide open so I can see my Lord. I'm gonna watch the horizon for a brand new Ford. Well, I can hear him driving on down the lane. Hallowed be thy name. Jesus gonna be here. He's gonna be here soon. Gotta keep myself so faithful. You know I've been so good. Well, except for my sinning. But he told me I would. But I wanna leave this place better than the way I found it was. Jesus gonna be here. He's gonna be here soon. He's gonna be here soon. No one knows the hour, no one knows the day. You can't set your watch by what I say, but Jesus gonna be here. He's gonna be here soon.
Thanks for joining us. Madison Avenue Baptist Church is located at 31st and Madison Avenue in New York City. Our website is www.mabcnyc.org.